So it's recording on both. All right, go ahead and hold on to this is Mark with Henco Plumbing Services. I'm at 2734 Southeast 58th Avenue in Portland, Oregon on behalf of PDX Renovations. There was no clean out access point, and the roof vent was on the second story with a high-pitched roof, which wasn't very safe to climb up on. So we decided to pull a 4-bolt toilet, which is the original toilet to the home. It has 4 bolts. Unfortunately, the bolts are rotted, and the toilet's not going to be able to be put back at this point. But we made it out to the city connection. We found that the sewer lateral goes in down to the basement, across the basement floor, beyond the foundation, and runs out to the backyard, not the front yard. So there is an easement in the between houses in the backyard at the back fence. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling back on this and do a narration. We ran some water. So this is what you're looking at. Right there is the city connection to the city line, and right at the connection right there is some roots coming in. It's a root intrusion at the transition between the pipe, which I believe is cast iron. It looks like cast iron. It may be very dirty clay. Not quite sure. It's hard to tell, but we're going to go ahead and pull back. It may be 6-inch clay. So we're pulling back. And for all means, I believe this is cast iron. If you see the bubbling and the scaling, that's what we're looking at here. So far, we found one root intrusion, and now we are. I'm going to have to run some water. Try to get some clean water in there. Reason being is there's either a belly or there's some solids that are in there blocking the water from flowing, so I'm going to try to see if I can get that to move. I'm going to go ahead and put it on pause. Okay, so we ran some clean water. Just want to make sure that it's not negative grade or a belly, and it wasn't a bunch of old debris that collected and it's keeping the water from flowing out. So it's flowing, and now I'm going to go ahead and pull back. Okay, yeah, it has a belly. So that kind of changes the dynamics. Because unfortunately, you can't do a line pull or you can't do a liner when you have a belly. You have to, actually has to be an excavation. And we have another root intrusion there. There's a lot of buildup, a lot of scaling. So that's all that scaling you see on the side is the cast iron pipe beginning to disintegrate and fall apart. So jetting it may not be a wise decision because you might blow holes in the pipe. See, that's a lot of scaling. So we're going to go ahead and put it on pause, and we're going to locate right as it's coming out of the hopefully we'll be able to mark where it's coming out. We should have marked when we were at the city connection. I'll see if I can push it back. This is what takes so long. All right, you want to see if you can locate it in the back? You want to grab some spray paint?
Yep.
I'll stay right here, and then if I have to pull it back more, let me know. Just give me a call. So we're going to locate where it comes out the building and where we would have to dig. But yeah, this line is going to have to be dug up. It's going to have to be excavated.
And ballpark estimate on that?
Probably about this almost the same, about 20 grand. Dig it up.
Could it be higher than the 20 grand?
Could be closer to 25. It depends, because it's a lot of earth to move, because it's averaging 8 to 10 feet deep. That's a lot of earth that we have to move, and then we have to go back there and then clear out some of the foliage. Foliage? Is that how you say it? Foliage?
Bingo. Yeah. What a pain.
Some of these older houses have a lot of charm, but they can be a lot pain.
And that's why we do that.
Yeah.
Take over the headaches for people.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with it, so they just sell it.
Some people are very stubborn though. Think they're sitting on gold and they're really sitting on another pile of shit. They don't realize it yet.
Yeah. You know, my grandmother passed away, and my aunt inherited the house, and some of the family was like, "Why does she get the house?" And then it needed well, she has a husband that's dying, and she has one child that she's going to take care of until he's an adult. So she figured she needed the house, you know. But then we come to find out, needed a new roof, new heating and air conditioning unit. The fire department, the windows couldn't open, so the fire department said the windows have to be changed.
So let's see, ballpark 15 on the heater, another 12, 15 on the roof. And these are, keep in mind, these are not,
and the
these
windows,
are probably closer to our cost.
Yeah, windows, this is California.
Yeah, it's even worse.
Even worse.
And
so,
if you're doing it retail, like a roof can run you, you know, 20 grand.
Yeah, and nobody had the money, so she ended up selling it as is, and that's just the way it was. And she had already bought a house, so she was able to pay down her house to where her mortgage was relatively in a good spot. Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, are you out at the sewer or at the city connection? Or?
No, I'm not. I pulled it back. I don't know, maybe 33 feet from the city.
You got to pull it back like 20 more feet
To get to the
to the house.
All right, let me instead of doing that, let's see if we can move it forward back over towards back to the city. I know it's a pain in the ass, but I got to get a right reading, and we got to find out if the city connection is in their yard or in the neighbor's yard. So that's very important too. Okay, so hang with me real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and get some water in there. We did it once, we could do it again. Huh? I know, man. By the time I'm done, I'm linguine arms. Hold on, brother. Gotta push it. I gotta get a new glove on my glove for. How far I am. I'll shut the water off, see where I am. I don't even know where I'm at. Can't see nothing. Alright, I got a little bit more to go. There we are. Okay. I'm going to shut it off real quick. Alright. I'm right at the city connection.
Do you have the locate on?
Yeah, sure is. Sounds like the jest in the R2D2. Watch out. Are you getting close?
I'm almost at it.
Okay. Is it towards the back fence?
Yeah, it's towards the back left corner.
You need me to pull it back a little bit. As long as we can get a depth, we might be able to tunnel towards it. Right now, I'm right at the root intrusion.
No, I can see it.
You can see it now?
Yeah, you're like way back in this corner.
Okay. Is there any trees or anything in the way?
Yes. Not in the way, but there are trees, yeah.
Okay. But do we have a clear path to dig?
Yeah. There's the one big tree in the middle of here, but I don't know if the pipe goes around the house.
All right. So what I want you to do is spray linear dots, like linear markings, and follow the line all the way up to the house.
Okay, 1 second. I gotta go get the tank. Is this on that deep?
Okay. All right. Go. Okay. I'll wait for you. A lot more goes into this than people realize.
That's with every industry.
Yeah.
I always find you're like, that can't be that hard. And it's like, oh, it's a lot.
It's really strange how they did this. It looks like they just cut a hole. It's plastic though.
How can you tell?
See this right here? You can see the edge. It's too thin to be concrete. It's plastic pipe, but it's almost as if they cut a hole, an oblong hole. They probably had a piece of equipment that does that. They have equipment, or this might be a liner in the city line, and then they carved the hole out for them because they do that too. So it's probably a city liner.
How do they fuse it?
They don't. They just pull it and it butts up, and then they cut a hole, and because it's not connected there, that's why all these roots are coming in. Because we would have to probably put a saddle, so we would have to dig down, clear around their pipe, and then you get a saddle. It's like just like a horse saddle. It has straps, and you tighten it, and it has an opening, and you slide the new pipe in there, and then that's what seals it off. It's gonna be a pretty tedious job for whoever does it.
Are we still in that 15 to 25 range?
Yeah, I'd say. I guess it depends on how many days we're probably looking at, because we're probably looking at there's going to be excavation and prep. And then there's going to be the actual installation of the pipe, and then the testing, and then the rerunning of the camera, and then calling for the inspection by the city inspector, and then he passes, and then a whole nother day to put all the earth back. So we're probably looking at a 3-day job.
Cool. How long have you had this apprentice?
Going on a month and a half.
Oh,
He's learned a lot. Yeah, I've taught him a lot. So what's his blessing is that he doesn't get my 15 years of blood, sweat, and tears. So he doesn't have to make the mistakes I made learning. Because in California, they just throw you out there. And you don't have to be licensed or anything. And either you make it or you don't. It's a shark. Almost all the shops are commissioned. So even within your group, it's competitive. I sold more than you. I plumbed more than you. And guys are like, well, I beat you this month. Everybody's like that. Everybody wants to be top gun, top dog, bragging rights, right? So it's very competitive.
Does that lower the quality of the work?
It can in some shops, but then there's other shops, like I worked for Mr. Reuter, and I was the quality control manager. None of that got by me. There's no cutting corners. I call them on it, and because they're commissioned and they have to come back and they're working for free, because you ain't leaving it like that. You do that right, or you don't get paid. Oh, okay. Extra half a day, whole day making it right, and then it's done right, because I don't want the inspector to come and go, what the hell is this, and then we get a bad name. So with Roto-Rooter, it was a really different story. With corporate, they were very strict, but if franchise owners were like, as long as it doesn't leak. A lot of scumbag franchise owners, unfortunately, with the Roto-Rooter. They just want the money. You ready?
Yeah.
Did you mark it right there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm going to start pulling back. I'm going to pull back. So I'm going to count, and then let me know when your house, I'm zeroing it out right now. And then I'm going to pull every 10 feet, make a mark. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm not recording right now. I'm going to, okay, so yeah, I should record. Okay, hold on, I'm going to turn on the recording. So we're right outside the foundation. Now I'm going to pull in the rest of the line we're going to be looking at is under the concrete foundation in the basement, which as you can see changes. So there's a little bit of some buildup in there. We could draw all this buildup out with the jetter. That's all flaking. And we can give this a good hydro scrub and draw all this out once we replace the line. So we'll make that part of the estimate proposal. So once we put in a new line, we'll put bullhorn dual directional cleanouts in the back, and then we'll be able to put the jetter through the cleanout in towards the house and draw all this buildup out of the line, because this all has to come out or it's going to cause blockages. Okay, so all together, what was that? Oh, darn it. Let's see, 76, 16 feet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it on pause. I got to get a number for how much line is going to be replaced. All right, I got the numbers, about 50-foot upper and lower sewer lateral replacement. Then in hydrojetting to remove all this buildup in the line and clean out. This is underneath the concrete foundation of the basement floor is what we're looking at. And all this flaking will have to be taken. There is the flange we went through in the bathroom. Okay, this is Mark with Henco Plumbing. Thank you for using Henco Plumbing.